Just a short time ago, the San Diego Union Tribune identified that student as 19-year-old Dylan Hernandez, a freshman at the school. According to the report, Hernandez fell off his bed after attending a fraternity event. But beyond that, we haven't been able to confirm what misconduct allegedly happened.
The party is over, well, at least temporarily, for San Diego State's 14 fraternities.
Honestly, I'm not really surprised because when we went here, there were several incidents.
University leaders say early Thursday morning, someone called 911 to report a medical emergency inside a residence hall, and a student was rushed to the hospital. Sources tell News 8 earlier that night the student had been at a Phi Gamma Delta event, but we haven't been able to confirm details as to what exactly happened. SDSU's president did say the suspension was due to the severity of the incident linked to the frat.
It's like the party culture, like they just kind of get used to it, and then they don't think, because like they're having a good time. They're not thinking about their frat bros.
Fiji, as the frat is also known, is the 12th fraternity either temporarily suspended or under investigation this year alone. The Daily Aztec reports the first 3 suspensions happened the first week of school for alcohol violations. Another fraternity was suspended a month later, a 5th the following week, and 2 more on October 10th, including one for hazing. SDSU says another 4 were under investigation.
This has been a problem for a while. We've seen alcohol abuse on this campus, so hopefully this will create a healthier environment for the school.
Last year, 6 fraternities were put on probation or suspended. Sigma Nu's national organization also removed SDSU's chapter for alcohol violations.
I mean, there needs to be some discipline just because they don't want this to go on other universities too. So I feel like they definitely need to take some responsibility for it.
And the university also hasn't released any details on the injuries the student suffered or his current condition. We, of course, will continue following this story and update you with any new information.